I would like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander or First Nations people who may be watching this video today. Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome to my November TBR game. I'm very excited by this. I don't often play TBR games anymore just because I end up feeling very overwhelmed by them, but I wanted to do something that I can just pull out every now and then that is entirely stacked in my favor for picking things that I want to read and is something that is flexible enough that if something is not going right in the month, I can change it up. I also wanted all of my friends to have input into this. So over the last couple of years, you have probably seen some of my vlogs where my friends choose my TBR, and I love these because I love my friends picking books for me. And I kind of wanted to combine the two ideas. And in this game, they've actually chosen all of the prompts for me. And there are places where my members have chosen prompts and there are places where I have chosen prompts. So it's this big whole mishmash of prompts that I know I'm going to enjoy because they're all things that I love to read, and it's just about the order that they come out in. Before I show you everything, I will say my members have already seen an in-depth look at this game and all of the prompts that are involved. If you are interested in becoming a member, you'll get access to that video, but what I will do is show you a really quick overview of the game, my rules for it, and then I'll get into how I have chosen my TBR for this month. I have decided to go with a Monopoly style board, which I know is very popular. And this is a little bit different from things like Bookopoly because each square on the board can be used for multiple prompts. So it's not just one prompt, there are multiple prompts on it. So it is called the Book Friend TBR game, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it basically sums up what it is. I asked a whole bunch of my friends to name properties on the board and to give me prompts for each property. Some of my friends have multiple spots on the board, some of them have one or two, and that's just because as I started getting through and asking people, I realized I wanted to ask more people, and so I had to start reallocating spaces on the board. So that was just me and my poor planning. All of the colored squares are properties. I think those are the train stations are all audiobook prompts. The utilities have various prompts. There are community choice cards. There are chance cards, which are all my prompts. And then there are a few other bits and pieces on here. So there's this. We have my community and my chance cards, which all have the prompts on them, as well as the people who requested them, and also my property cards. And my property cards have anywhere between 1 and 6 prompts on them. And the way that this is going to work is that I'm going to use a 12-sided dice to move around the board, and then a 6-sided dice to pick a prompt off the card. All of the cards can be used multiple times because there are multiple prompts on the cards. I'm starting off with a rainbow dice set for this, but I will be using different dice sets throughout the month just because I'm extra like that and I have lots of different dice sets and I want to use as many of them as possible. You guys will get a close-up of the board as I do all of the rolls. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to explain about it. I'm going to do 10 rolls in this video. And then in every Books Beside My Bed video, if I need to add books to my TBR, I'm going to do between 3 and 5 rolls there. And also every week I'm going to do 1 roll specifically on TikTok. So if you want to see what that TBR pick is, you'll have to watch the TikTok video that correlates. There are no punishments on this board. If I can't get to something, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. It is not that kind of game. It is designed entirely to ensure that not only can I read things that I want to read, but there is flexibility in swapping out books as long as they fit the prompts. If I get to a certain part of the month and I don't feel like picking up something that I've put on the TBR. That's why I went with prompts and not book recommendations or specific books, because it just makes it easier to move things around. I do want to say a really big thank you before I get into the rolls to all the people who helped pick prompts. So there is Heather from Here Booktubes, Megan from Meowth Vader, Izzy from Happy For Now, May from This Past Romance, Shay from Shay Geeks Out, Ava from Ava's Romance Reads, Julie from Keep Calm with Coffee and Books, Leanne from Literary Diversions, Kirsty from Melbourne Reads on Instagram, Tracy M, Robin, and big thank you to all of my members as well who did submit prompts. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will leave everyone listed down below. All right, so we are going to dive into the rolls and then we'll cut back to me and I will let you know which books I've picked. We are going to do 10 rolls. This is the board, so you can see it really close up. I'm going to be using my little druid as my little player piece. I'm going to roll the 12-sided dice to move around the board. The 6-sided dice is going to determine the prompt on the place cards. And then we have the members choose cards and the chance cards. So let's roll for the first prompt. 2 and 2. So starting off with the members choose. I think that is a really good place to start. All right, so we have a Rockstar Romance. So roll number 1 was a members choose card, and this was from Cortana, who had a Rockstar prompt, and for this I picked Lick by Kylie Scott because I'm going to Kylie Scott next year and I need to read some of her books. I think it's the first book in the Stage Dive series. All right, roll number 2. Here's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chance card. Okay. And we have an anthology. Roll number 2 was a chance card. So this was one of my prompts and I pulled anthology. So for this, I'm planning on reading Heart to Heart Volume 3, which is a queer love stories anthology. This one is only about 750 pages. So I wanted to pick one of the shorter anthologies just so I can try and read a few more books and get a few more rolls in this month. But there are plenty of other anthologies in my collection that I need to read. So this is a good way to get through some of them. Roll number 3 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have Unicorn Lane, which is one of Heather's cards. So here is the card. Now we need to roll the 6-sided dice to determine the prompt. 2. So number 2 is queer. Roll number 3 was Unicorn Lane, which was one of Heather's properties. And the prompt that I rolled for this one was to read a queer book. And for this, I'm going to read You and Me by Tal Bauer, which is a book I have out on Kindle Unlimited. I've been meaning to read it for ages. It is an romance between 2 single dads, I believe. It was a recommendation that I got from Robin from Paperbacks and Planners. And I've just been meaning to pick it up. And this is the perfect excuse to do it. What are we up to? Roll number 4. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Manga Plaza, I believe, is Shay's card. So here are the prompts. And another 2. All right, so number 2 is a Shay favorite manga. So I am going to have to message Shay and find out what she would like me to read. Just because I could go through her favorites list, but it's probably faster if I just ask her which one she thinks I should read. Roll number 4 was Manga Plaza, and this was Shay's property. I rolled a Shay favorite and I did message her. I was going to go and watch her videos, but I thought I might actually just message her first and see what is a current favorite that she thinks that I would enjoy. And she recommended Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, which is apparently a 15-volume completed series. I ended up purchasing a digital copy of the first book just because I couldn't get it at my library, but I'm very, very excited to read it. She said it's like a Beauty and the Beast type story, and honestly, I'm sold. Okay, roll number 5. 1. New release. Excellent. For the next prompt, I landed on one of my corner squares, and for this I had the prompt to read a new release, and I decided to go with Blood Moon by Gillian Graves. I did read Titan in October. I am curious to see if I enjoy this one just a little bit more. I enjoyed Titan, but I thought I was missing something in the story, but I am very eager and I've heard a lot of people say good things about this second book. Okay, roll number 6. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fan fiction away. Now this should be one of May's cards. So there we go. So she's only got 3 prompts on this card. So 1 and 4 are going to be prompt 1, 2 and 5 are going to end up with prompt number 2. And if I roll a 3 or a 6, it will be the third prompt. 6. I'm pretty sure she will be happy with this because this is a book based on Chris Evans. I mean, look, I'm not unhappy about that prompt either. The next roll landed me on Fanfiction Way, which was one of May's picks, and the prompt that I rolled on the card was a Chris Evans style story, which honestly is the most May thing of all. And for anyone who doesn't know, I am Chris Evans obsessed. I don't talk about it a lot on here, but I am 100% Chris Evans obsessed, so also perfect for me. And for this one, I actually went back to May's recommendation videos and I decided to go with Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher, not only because she recommended it as a Chris Evans type story, but also because she loves Andy J. Christopher and I've been meaning to read more books by this author. Also, I'm going to meet Andy J. Christopher next year and I thought this would be a good chance to read another book and then see if it's something that I'll get signed. Roll number 7 is another 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get to buy a book. Woo! Okay, for this roll, I ended up on one of my utility squares and I got to buy a book. So look, I don't really need an excuse to buy a book, but hey, I put it on the square. I put it on the board anyway, because why not? And for this one, I ended up buying The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Poherchek. I just finished reading the Deadly Seven series. You'll have seen that if you saw my most recent Books Beside My Bed video. And everyone keeps telling me to continue on with the Fae Guardians series. So I bought the first book and I think I did get the hardcover because I think she's illustrating. They're like special editions with illustrations in them. And you guys know I like a special edition book. Treat yourself. That is what I'm saying. This is what this entire game is about. It is being kind to myself. 2, 1, 2. start an anticipated read. Okay, the next roll ended me back at the start, which is a corner, and this one was to read an anticipated release. And for this, I've gone way back to the start of the year because I have a folder on my Kindle that has anticipated 2022 releases. The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, which I still have not read yet. I keep putting it on TBRs and I don't read it, so I'm gonna read it this month. Okay, 2 more rolls. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back to another Heather prompt. HEA Avenue. 2. Tried and true author. I then landed on another of Heather's properties. So this was HEA Avenue, and the prompt was a tried and true author. And for this one, I'm going to read one of my physical books, The Culmination of Everything by Christina C. Jones. I love Christina C. Jones. This has been sitting on my physical TBR for ages. I just need to read it. All right, so last roll for my YouTube TBR is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's one of my chance cards. Okay. And we have a graphic novel. And then the final of my 10 rolls, my first 10 rolls for this month, landed me on a chance card, so another one of my prompts. And this one had to read a graphic novel. Guys, I can't tell you how happy I am with all of these rolls. Like there's nothing in here that not that there is anything in here that's gonna stress me out, but this has been very kind to me so far. And I'm going to read Lore Olympus Volume 3, which just arrived. I was planning on reading it before November, but when this came up in my rolls, I'm like, no, I'm saving it because this is the perfect choice for that prompt. If you are interested, the TikTok prompt that did come up was to read another book off my physical TBR. But again, if you want to see which book that is, you will have to watch that TikTok video. All right, so that is my start of November TBR. Stay tuned for each of my weekly videos where you'll get the next lot of rolls, and I'm so excited. I love this game. I love how it turned out. I should also say in the members video, you have the opportunity to download the board and all of the prompts as well. So if you want to play along, you can. I'm just so happy with it. So I'm only playing this for November, and then maybe I might do it twice a year just because it's a lot. But pretty much every book that I pick this month is going to be a roll. And if I happen to need to roll in the middle of a week before I get to a Books Beside My Bed video, I will record it so that people can see it and you can see how it all goes. So yes, I'm very excited. Thank you very much to all those people who gave me prompts and helped me choose property names and all of that sort of thing. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. I hope you guys find this a fun way to choose a TBR. I know there are heaps of TBR games out there, and while I can't do it every month, like every now and then it's kind of fun. If you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave a dice emoji down below. Otherwise, feel free to let me know if you've read any of the books on my TBR, or if you have recommendations for other books that would fit the prompt as well. That would be cool. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.